Palomar Chairperson, Ms. Angelina Joseph Vice Chairperson, Attorney Lian Steph Pinamon Regular Member attending by Zoom, Engineer Elvis Medaglia, and Engineer Roberto Abrivas, provisional members attending by Zoom. On the part of the observers, we have Ms. Perla Cablante from NAPA, Mr. John Paul Rodriguez from COA, and Ms. Susan Rivera from BHCC, all attending by Zoom. Likewise, we have in attendance and members of the Technical Working Group and members of the BAC Secretariat. On the part of the prospective leaders, we have respective representatives from Type Construction Corporation, Kurima Construction and Development Incorporated, Jigors Construction, Pacadera Corporation, JS Lighting and Company Incorporated, Hyper J Construction and Supply, and F. Durea Construction Corporation.
Thank you. For going, the chair rejects the chair. So for release about EP number 045-2021 come forward.
We have actually 4 items in the agenda. Number 1 is the approval of minutes of the previous BAC meetings, HO-BAC-EP number 038 and 039, that's 2021, both dated 29 June 2021. HO-BAC-EP number 040 and 041, that's 2021, both dated 30 June 2021. Number 2 is the credit conference for the construction of staff quarters, law enforcement building and gate, Port of Corimao, Ilocos Norte. Construction of backup area and transit shed, Port of Lucena, Quezon. Proposed extension of RC1, Port of Culasi, Rojas City, Capiz. Actually, number 3 in the agenda is the deliberation of the request for consideration of Wansing Construction Corporation for the construction of breakwater Port of Nasugbu, Batangas. And the last item is the bid evaluation report for the Fort San Pedro Port Expansion Project, Port of San Pedro, Iloilo City, and construction of breakwater Port of Nasugbu, Batangas.
Thank you. And there are objections to this is the first item on our agenda, the approval of the minutes.
Hindi nabasa ko ang total amount of minutes. Dapat ganun na siya. Pinahirapan ko yun. Sabi ko nga kay dapat okay and after any complaint for it.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of the minutes of the previous BAC meetings, HO-BAC-EP numbers 038 and 039-2021, both held on June 29, 2021, and HO-BAC-EP number 040 and 041-2021, both held on June 30, 2021.
Motion has been properly raised. Do I hear a second?
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. That's been moved. The second is up. We approve the decision back meeting. We petition are good.
None, Mr. Chair.
Back meeting number 038 and 039 both held as new 39 HO-BAC-EP number 040 and 041 2021. Also, both held last June 30, 2021. Are you to approve? Representative and President, item for agenda this week is conference.
For the construction of staff quarters, law enforcement building and gate, Port of Portimao, Ilocos Norte. The same was posted on the PDA and BILGEP's websites on 30 June 2021 with an approved budget for the contract of 207,484,188.46. We have prospective bidders. One, Portimao Construction and Development Incorporated.
Okay, consider Portimao.
Represented by Engineer Stephen Go, Paul Angelo Manalang,
Okay.
Hindi po si Paul Angelo Manala.
Hello? Hello?
Mr.
Hello? Yes po, sir. Ako po, sir.
Do you have any question?
Hello? Hello po, sir.
Do you have any questions? May tanong po kayo.
Meron po kayong tanong?
Hello? Medyo malabo po yung audio.
Kung may tanong daw po kayo, sir.
Malabo po yung audio, ma'am.
Sa kanya, sir.
Do you have any questions?
Bagal na net, sir.
Patay ka lang, patanong.
Hello? Hello, sir. Mga sir.
Yes.
Question ko lang po sa regarding po sa kwan po, sir, sa technical pa.
Okay.
Ako, sir. Yung regarding po sa Hello?
Yes.
Hello po, sir.
Okay.
Hello?
Proceed with your question.
Medyo malabo po. Pwede ko po na lang po i-message ko na lang po yung question ko po.
Sige po.
Message mo, okay.
Message ko na lang po yung question ko po.
Okay.
Medyo malabo po kasi yung audio.
Walang kapag. Ito pa ito. Kasamang oo nga sir eh. Sabi nga sir eh. Pero
Question po regarding sa single largest completed project po. So, pwede po private contract po.
Bakit dapat hindi private messages na dapat nasa gitna? Dapat. Okay, so may tanong sila. Secretary, can you read the question? Para mapalitin din ng mga respective leaders.
This is from Mr. Paul Angelo Manala of Colimang Construction and Development Incorporated. The question is regarding sa single largest completed contract po. Kung pwede po private contracts. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lord Group.
Sir, either a government or a private contract will be acceptable.
So the answer is yes. Any private contract. Okay, can you type that? Pero yung private message para makita ng lahat. Hindi naman one-on-one yung
yes po sir.
Okay, so the question was, if pwede private contract for purposes of the SLCC, the answer, the technical working group was yes. Either public or private contract. Okay?
Okay, sige po sir. Thank you po.
Any other question?
Either.
May tanong pa kayo? May tanong pa?
Nagtatay. Okay na po.
Okay, okay.
Okay, for the next prospective leader, we have George Construction, represented by Nico Ayala or Federico Diagono Jr. George Construction.
Hey po, Nico Ayala from Jedgers Construction Corporation po. Wala naman pong tanong.
Thank you.
Okay, last one from Type Construction Corporation, Engineer Erwin Prado.
Sir, naka-mute po kayo.
Ma'am, as lang po yung sa about sa site inspection. Magkakaroon na tayo ng group site inspection.
Technical.
Hello?
The site inspection is no longer necessary.
Wala tayong schedule. Pero kung gusto nila mag-inspect,
So the site inspection is not a set procedure in this case, but if you want to inspect, you can coordinate with the port management office. Correct? And the governing group.
yes.
Did you get that? Walang scheduled site inspection, pero kung gusto mo mag-site inspection, you can go to the port management office to coordinate. So in this case, PMO Northern Luzon. Okay?
Okay, sir. Understand po.
Any other questions?
May tanong pa po kayo, sir? Tanong pa.
Questions?
Wala na daw po.
Okay, thank you.
For the information of the prospective bidders, the submission and opening of bids for the construction of staff quarters, law enforcement building and gate, Port of Corimao, Ilocos Norte, is on July 27, 2021. The deadline for the submission of bid documents is at 9 a.m. The opening of bids is at 10 a.m., July 27, 2021.
Thank you. Prospective bidders who are not participating in the bid process, the next one.
For the construction of backup area and transit shed, Port of Lucena, Quezon, the project was posted on the PBA and Williams website on July 1, 2021, with an approved budget for the contract of 215,683,564.94. We have prospective bidders. The person is Mara Builders Incorporated, Ms. Blanca Ramos, or Ray Luis Cruz.
Any questions? Any questions?
Wala po yung ilan po wala po kayong parang dalawa yung
Hello?
kaya po nag-iikot kayo dahil
Pa yung dalawa? Inaanood siya mo, Ray? Sir, and CPA officer. Wait lang po.
Ayan, okay. Ayan, okay lang.
Okay na? Good morning, sir. Ako nadidinig. Okay. Didig po ako.
Yes.
Ang queries po namin is regarding the checklist.
Okay.
Wala nga si Ray eh.
Okay.
Checklist na minimum major equipment requirement. Road roller, particularly.
Okay.
Hindi ko naman sila madinig.
On the road roller.
Hindi nila ako madinig pagka naka-headset ako eh. Hello? Hello, sir?
Yes, anong tanong niyo?
Okay po. Regarding the road roller, sa checklist po kasi, ang naka-indicate po ay 1 unit
road roller, 10 tons vibratory minimum only. Compared to the book, ang nakalagay po ay 1 unit road roller, 12.05 tons. Bidox po and checklist.
Sir, it appears the occupancy mention between the environment and the checklist that was provided by the secretariat. In this case, sir, the documents are okay.
No, sir, that is not necessary considering that we're not going to amend the bid documents. There was a mistake in the preparation of the checklist provided to the bidders. So I think that has been checked and they were given already a corrected copy.
Okay, did that answer your question?
Ma'am, nakamute po kayo ah.
Hello, sir. Yes po. So the correct tons is the 10 tons, the checklist.
The correct documents.
Ma'am Chappy, ma'am.
Sige, ito po. Log kita si Ma'am yan mga.
The corrected documents.
Okay. Log kasi may isa naka-join siya. Ma'am, nakamute po kayo ah.
Hello po.
Narinig niyo po.
Medyo choppy po. So alin po ang magpe-prevail? Yung pong nasa book
Yung nasa bid document.
Nasa bid documents po.
Opo. Opo.
Okay, ma'am. Okay po. And then may another question po. Regarding naman po sa largest completed contract, item number 1, RC pipe driving work. Compared to the book, sa experience record po ng completed project, ang nakalagay po are RC pile driving work, which is a different item.
Yung pages mo. Yan lang po yung nakikita ko sa email na pinadala.
So the right item should be RC pile driving works instead of pipe.
Okay, once again, the checklist is wrong. Okay. You can Please go this. Information the respective bidders. When you purchase the bid docs, a correct checklist will be provided to you. Any other questions?
Mr. Chair, I want to clarify it's RC pile driving work.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you po.
This will be correct. This will be correct. The document is provided to us. Any other questions?
None, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, the next bidder, Parapera Corporation, represented by Mariah Abigail Uno or Sika Ipal.
Okay, Talavera. Okay, Sikat Ipal.
Opo, si Sikat Ipal saka si Abi Uno. Pero, hindi
Or Abby Uno?
Opo, dito po. Kaya lang naka-unmute na siya pero walang mic.
Talavera?
Ito na lang, ma'am, sikat.
Okay. Abby Uno? Can you turn on your camera?
Hello po, good morning.
Good morning. Can you turn on your camera? Okay. Do you have any questions?
Go na, ma'am.
Sige. Questions lang po. Regarding po sa SLCC po. Ang question lang po namin is, kung yung lahat po ba nung sa description po na nakalagay niyo po dito is, sa iisang project lang po siya dapat makikita? Or pwedeng sa iba-iba pong project?
Technical working group.
Morning. Ma'am, yung sinasabi niyo po kayo dun sa experience record, no?
Are you referring to the experience record?
May copy.
Are you referring to the experience record?
Ma'am, sa experience record po yung sinasabi niyo?
Kasi yung SLCC, anong SLCC dito? Ah? The SLCC is building. Yung may mga iba-ibang So, okay, the SLCC for the construction backup area transition for to Lucena Quezon, yes?
Sir, sorry, medyo hindi po clear kasi dito yung dating nung sinasabi niyo po.
SLCC for this project is?
The construction of backup area.
Okay, okay. The SLCC is construction of backup area. However, there is a set of requirements regarding the experience requirement. Yun yung multiple na requirement na kailangan nyo patunayan na meron kayo, which is different from the SLCC. So, ang tinatanong nyo ba yung experience requirement? Kasi isa lang naman yung SLCC, it's construction of backup area. So you have to show a single project na umabot kayo ng yung value, half na dito.
Yes, sir.
Half the value of the ATC for this project. Now, with regards to experience requirement, pwede yun multiple projects, mas mapakita nila yan. Okay. With regards to experience requirement, pwede yun yung pwede multiple projects, mapakita nyo na may experience kayo to apply with that.
Hindi pwede.
Malinaw?
Sir, repeat na lang ng last statement niya, sir. Sorry. Medyo malabo talaga.
Experience requirement, yun yung establish that you have the experience to proceed with this project. Yan yung pwede nyo mapakita via multiple projects, hindi one project na nagawa nyo lahat yun. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So, SLCC, backup area, yung sa experience requirement, pwede multiple projects. SLCC, one project. Malinaw?
Okay, sir.
Equipments na rin. Another questions lang po, sir. Yun po bang sa major equipments po, kailangan po lahat po is owned?
May nakalagay na, yung nakalagay na owned must be owned, yung nakalagay na can be leased. Basta nakalagay na owned, kailangan owned yun. Kung leased, pwede owned or leased.
Okay. Okay po, sir. So, regarding din po sa site inspection po, may schedule po ba ng site inspection?
There is no scheduled site inspection there. If you want to inspect the site, you can coordinate with the Port Management Office of Marquez. which is located in Lucena.
Okay po, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Wala na po on our end, sir.
Okay, thank you.
For the information of the prospective bidders, the submission and opening of bids for the Lucena project is on July 28, 2021. The deadline for submission is at 1 p.m. The opening of bids is at 2 p.m. July 28, 2021.
Thank you. This ends the business conference for the construction of a very and tradition for the Lucena, Quezon. Prospective bidders who are not participating in the next business conference are
For the next project, the proposed extension of RC1 Port of Culasi, Rojas City, Capiz. The same was posted at the PPA and TILJEX websites on July 2, 2021, with an approved budget for the contract of 62,031,346.03. Okay, the first prospective bidder for the project, J.S. Lyson, no representative. Okay. Wala, okay. Hyper J Construction and Supply, represented by Ezra Larita.
Okay, Hyper J, can you turn on your camera?
Hyper J. Yun po kayo.
Hello po. Good morning po. Rinig niyo ako, sir?
Yes po.
Hello po. Rinig po ako. Hello po.
Yes, proceed.
Okay. Tanong. Sa marking is ceiling po. May ano po ba yun?
Can you repeat that? Paulit ang tanong.
Sir?
Paulit ang tanong.
May procedure po ba sa marking and sealing?
May procedure po.
Are you talking about the bid document itself?
Ay, sorry. Wala naman pong question.
Wala na questions.
Apo.
Okay.
Next, F. Gurega Construction Incorporated, Semi-Hautia.
Next. Did you transfer the message to? There's a question sent the messenger. It's a direct message, but I'll have to transfer to basically everyone.
Hello po, good morning. Hello po, naririnig po ba?
Can you turn on your camera?
Oh, no. Rinig po ba, sir?
Yes, narinig kayo. Can you turn on your camera? Ikaw yung nagtatanong kung
Ay, yung sa format po ng detailed estimate po.
okay.
Ano po yung gagamitin? Yung sa inyo po or yung sa amin na lang?
Technical working group.
Nakalagay ka meeting? That detailed estimate form, sa kanila or sa atin?
Sir, wala naman tayo other format. They can use the form, they can use the form provided that nandun na po yung details na kailangan like the power, the equipment, and the
Okay, actually,
also contains the what? The direct and the indirect costs.
actually,
Yes.
actually, okay. There's no required form, so you can use your form, you can use our form. Just make sure that all the details which are needed by us is in the form which you use. Okay?
Pwede ko pang chat sa
All yung direct message, ipakita nyo. Perspective leaders, if you have any questions, make sure your question is seen by everyone. So, itatype namin ang sagot. Basically, there's no required form. Just make sure that the form that you use contains all the details which the technical working group will need in order to evaluate your bid.
Hello. Tama po ba yung narinig ko? No required format and detailed estimate po, pero basta kompleto lang po yung nakalagay.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. No more question po.
Okay, the next, J.S. Limestone and Company Incorporated, represented by Shane Padulyon.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. Do you have any questions?
We have no questions, sir. Thank you.
The last one, again from Sing Type Construction Corporation, Engineer Prado.
Engineer Prado, do you have any questions?
Good morning po, ma'am. Doon lang po sa, question ko lang po sa page 2 ng bill of quantities. Ask ko lang po yung sa item 2.02 and 2.06 about this sa unit at quantity.
Aling tanong ninyo regarding to?
Bale, sir, yung sa BOQ na page 2, item 2.02 and 2.06. Yung pong unit at quantity, sir, ba't kaya naging number at ano?
Number.
Yung siyang kanyang unit. Sir, doon sa page 2 ng Bill of Quantities, item 2.02, supply, deliver, and drive, 450 by 450 mm by 22 meter, PSC test files. So, dun po sa naging unit niya at quantity, number lang, sir.
Sir, it's correct, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Engineer Medalla from Planning. So test file kasi yon, kaya ang unit niya is number. PSC test files, item 2.02. So yun ang required number of test files na kailangan. That's why number siya and 2 units ang kailangan.
Engineer Prado, naintindihan mo yun? Walang unit yun, number talaga yun.
So 2 test file, meaning to say ang kailangan natin doon. Okay na?
Engineer Prado, naintindihan mo yun?
Sir, nakamit po kayo.
Yes, sir. Clear na po yung 2.02. Yung pong isa, 2.06, sir. Ganon din, sir. Yung chip cut.
So ito yung mga required yung mga Nepalo na pilote, di ba? Yung driven.
Yes, po.
Driven na PSC files. So meron tayong required elevation for that. Kaya yun ay number din, meaning to say 185 PSC files yung naipalo. So ikakat mo yan, i-chip do sa required elevation based on the approved plans.
Yes, sir. Clear na po.
Clear na?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yun yung mami. Sir, pwede isa na lang. Habol po.
Habol, isa pa.
Sir, yung sa experience natin, for the last 10 years or for the last 5 years?
Experience, 10 years, 5 years. Walang period.
Walang period. Yes, sir. Okay. Clear na po. Thank you, sir.
Okay. For the information of the prospective bidders, the submission and opening of bids for the Kulasi project is on July 29, 2021. The deadline for the submission of bid documents is at 1 p.m. The opening of bids is at 2 p.m. July 29, 2021.
Thank you. This ends the briefing conference portion of our agenda. Prospective bidders are now excused. Okay. Okay, let's proceed to the next item on our agenda, the resolution of the request for consideration filed by
Kuansing
Construction Corporation for the construction of breakwater for the Cebu, Batangas. Is the technical working group ready to submit recommendation? Kasi together. Yes, Mr. Chair. For the information of the BAC, during the opening for the construction of breakwater port of Cebu, Batangas, we declared Quansi Construction Corporation to have failed the requirements of the first law, considering that it did not submit the mayor's permit, it did not give a, it had no tax clearance, the the committed project engineer and project foreman lacked experience. There was no proof of ownership for 3 units clamshell. It did not have the capacity specified for the committed mixer, concrete vibrator, and 1 unit bar bender. And annexation issue of part, yes. No proof of ownership. The part, yes.
Partnership safety certificate.
Isang parts, no partnership
Partnership safety certificate.
Okay, so yeah, and then the financial document, there was no independent auditor's report. Okay, they were able to submit a request for reconsideration. Was it filed in the recommended?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So now we're asking the technical working group for their recommendation. Okay, this is recommendation now again. I have for me the letter submitted by 16 for Construction Corporation, which regards the argument that they did not submit a business permit. For information of the BAC, they submitted a document for the Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority as part of their technical submission. But the reason why this was not accepted by the technical working group is because in their omnibus work statement, their principal place of business was Las Piñas. Hence, the technical working group looked for a business permit from Las Piñas. So what they submitted was a equivalent document, purported equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. So that is their argument regarding the failure to submit a business permit. Technical working group, what is your recommendation regards this non-submission of mayor's permit? First issue. Okay. So, pag-submit ng technical, okay, pag-submit nila ng legal requirements, one of the requirements is a mayor's permit. Now, alam naman natin that the mayor's permit, hindi naman nila sinasabi ng mayor's permit for the area kung saan yung project. So, ang hinahanap natin, kung saan sila nakalugit, may mayor's permit ba sila? Correct? Now, they're saying that we have a document allowing us to do business in SPMA, although our principal place of business is Las Piñas. So, for the sake of the argument, what if the principal place of business is Las Piñas and they submit a mayor's permit for Quezon City? Okay, is the mere fact that they have a mayor's permit sufficient, or do they need to submit a mayor's permit for the area where their principal place of business is located in order to comply with the legal requirement that a mayor's permit must be submitted?
So under the IRR, the mayor's permit, mayor's or business permit should be issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder.
Okay. So in this case, obviously they did not submit a mayor's permit for Las Piñas. So the recommendation of the technical working group based on this cited information is
should be denied on this ground.
Any comments from members of the BAC? Las Piñas. The mayor's permit should be where the principal place of business of the bidder is located. Sabi nila, meron kaming equivalent document from an exclusive economic zone or area. So this only comes into play if the principal place of business is located within that exclusive economic zone or area. Well, it seems that the provision is clear, right? Principal place of business. Las Piñas, in Las Piñas, kahit allowed siya to do business somewhere else, that does not comply with the requirement as provided for.
Business address.
So you recommend we deny on this ground, Madam Vice Chair?
I move for the adoption of the PWC recommendation, Mr. Chair, to deny for that specific argument.
Who designated that we deny the request for consideration on this ground, for this first ground? Any objections? Hearing none, because for consideration is denied on this ground. Okay, second ground. They did not submit a tax clearance certificate. The clarification of the request for consideration is, once they submitted a tax compliance verification certificate, which was marked for tax clearance meeting purpose. This was the advice of issued by the BIR, who found it to be sufficient in form and substance for meeting, given the same data, thus its submission should be substantial compliance to the requirements of the honorable office. And they attached a tax clearance certificate. Technical working group.
Mr. Chair, under NPM number 026-2016, EO398 specifically requires the submission of tax clearance issued by the BIR, which should be in the form defined in RR3-2005. Hence, the submission of other documents in lieu of the tax clearance requirement cannot be considered in compliance with sections 23.1A3 and 24.1A3 of the IRR of RA 9184. As we have previously opined, since the tax clearance is now included as part of the Class A legal requirements, its non-submission is a ground for ineligibility and the eventual disqualification of the bidder. Also, the non-submission, the related submission of the tax clearance is considered modification and enhancement, which should only be done before the submission, before the deadline of submission of the bids.
Thank you. And also the proper discussion of the members of the back.
That has been discussed thoroughly before.
The technical working group recommends the denial of the motion for consideration of this ground.
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of the PWC recommendation. To deny.
Would the
For that.
recommendation technical working group? And consider group. Hearing that. Because for consideration is also denied on this ground. Next ground. Prospective bidder did not submit the requirement in the statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contract. It did not submit its notice to proceed as required as footnote requirement. Their defense, some contract did in fact contain a notice to proceed, though it was not specifically captured as notice to proceed. The contract was executed on December 6, 2019 with a commencement date of January 6, 2020. The commencement date of January 6, 2020 is analogous to the notice to proceed. Technical working group.
Sir, after the rules of the contract, wherein the date was stated as January 6. The DWG moved to grant the request for consideration.
Okay. I think the commencement date. Okay.
So for that now, Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of the PWC recommendation. To grant the request number.
Yes, the rule that granted without recommendation by your
None, Mr. Chair.
There being none. The finding that there was notice to proceed is hereby reversed, and the request for reconsideration is granted on this ground. Next ground. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract. No bill of quantities to justify the quantity completed. Argument of one thing. The bid document provides various options for supporting documents provided as evidence of the SLTC. Hence, they chose to submit the final recapitulation and certificate of completion. It should be sufficient as specified in the bid document. They also clarify the quantities committed for the projects, which is an enhancement, so I will no longer read the same. Technical working group. Is the final recapitulation and certificate of completion sufficient to reverse the finding that they did not submit a bill of quantities to justify the quantity completed? Sir, it is not acceptable, sir. So the requirement is there must be a bill of quantities. Yes, sir, showing the required quantities for the completed projects. Okay. Next, I will take the proper discussion. So, if you're sabi nila, ano yung other options other than bill of quantities?
Sir, medyo may confusion doon sa sinasabi nila, sir. The quantities being required po is for the experience record. However, sinasabi niya po sa SLCC grounds po yan, sa SLCC po, nire-require lang po natin is the amount of the project for 50%. Which is hindi po, so meron pong...
Okay. Ang finding natin doon, sa SLCC, walang bill of quantities, correct yan?
No, ano sir, wala tayong findings sa SLCC.
Wala tayong findings sa SLCC. So, anong issue sa bill of quantities?
Ang findings po natin...
Sa experience requirement.
Ang findings po natin doon sa breakdown, sir, wherein you can see the components of the items of the contract. So doon po sa nilagay niyang mga quantities doon, hindi siya supported ng bill of quantities. That is the findings.
Okay. Sa experience requirement daw, o sa SLCC requirement?
Sa experience, sir.
So sa experience requirement, they need to submit the bill of quantities in order to establish the experience requirement, not under the SLCC. So, incorrect as yung recommendation niyo, well, first, hindi SLCC yung issue, but the experience requirement. And because of that, ang requirement to submit the bill of quantities is in order to establish the experience, and the final recapitulation and certificate of completion is insufficient kasi hindi niya nakikita kung ano yung ginawa niya.
Correct.
Oh.
Ano yung specific ba that we need to have na hindi nila na-i-provide? Can we be more, ano yung
The record records, ma'am, is around 42,807 cubic meter.
pero sa date nila, wala yun.
Wala po sila nilagay.
Okay.
So, hindi may evaluate kung they have the necessary experience.
Yes, ma'am.
Ang ginawa nila ngayon, sabi nila ng quantities dito. Pero hindi na pwede yun kasi nalinaw na sa ating that is called enhancement. Yung kailan nila tapatan, yung requirement experience na nakalagay na dito sa atin. Obey the proper discussion. So the recommendation of the technical working group is to deny the...
Okay. Secretary, I move for that adoption of that recommendation to deny that specific request for the ground as provided by the government.
The candidate's got recommendation of technical working group to position their group. Hearing that, the finding that the bidder failed to submit the bill of quantities in order to justify the experience is hereby stands. And the request for consideration is denied on this ground. With regards to the lack of relevant experience for the project engineer and project foreman, They clarified that if the bidded project engineer already has 12 years of relevant experience and the project foreman has 23 years of relevant experience. Counting only the requested funding, both have technical experience more than the bid requirement. Please note that the project experience specified in CV refers to experience in marine construction, which is exactly the project at hand. Thus, should be considered analogous and relevant experience for this project. Technical working group.
Sir, we really evaluated the project experience submitted by the contractor, sir. If you can see in the documents, I did proposals, sir. Mostly ang pinasa po nila is dredging works and disposal works, which is totally different from the experience being required for the project, which is the construction of wastewater, sir. So with this, we are recommending, sir, that denial the request for financing for this grant, sir.
Pwede mo pwede sabihin since marine construction. So based on your evaluation, yung ibang projects involve dredging.
So if you're going to take a look dito po, about 95% or 90% dredging.
So ang relevant lang na experience is less than required. Okay, so you remove the experience na hindi relevant. And then yung remaining portion is, kasi tayo 95%, remaining portion kulang pa rin.
Kulang na kulang.
I move for the denial of the particular ground restriction.
Designated, petition. Hearing none. Request for consideration, guidance to deny this ground. But the 3 units clamshell is no proof of ownership. There was proof of ownership provided. Has been provided a notarized certification of equipment owned by corporation. Further, the clamshells provided are attached to and already part of existing barges. They are an integral part of the barge. Their ownership is tied to the barge. That ownership documents were included in submission and were acknowledged. They are attaching a appreciation photo. Technical working group. Please disregard the photo.
Noted, sir.
Recommendation.
Sir, as indicated, the bid forms, the list of contractors' equipment, which states that for own equipment as required, submit proof of ownership, which are the deed of sales invoice, official receipt. And for submission of a certification is not acceptable, sir. And sir, we are recommending for denial of this grant.
With the argument that the clamshells are integral part of the barges.
Still, sir, wala tayong evidence or verifying na talagang yun nga yun, sir. So, hindi naman na-indicate, sir, sa marina certificate na meron.
So, hindi mo makikita sa documentation ng bar, na kasama yung clamp. So, other allegation lang nila na hindi attached yan dyan.
Opo.
And, hindi, kasi wala tayong proof na kasama yun dun. So, wala magpapilitin nila yun. So, unless kung yung barge na purchase nila, may nakalagay na may clamshell na nakalagay doon, yun, pwede na kami yun. So, yung certification nila is self-serving and is not sufficient proof of ownership.
Yes, sir.
Kaya sinasabi nila, may certification na sila na. Hindi, yung barge. Ownership document of the barge. Hindi. So, may group of ownership to the barge, pero wala nang makikita sa barge na nakatouch yung clamshell doon. Sa deed of sale ng barge, walang nakalagay na clamshell. So yung pinakita nila is yung Marita documents. Opo. So, wala sa Marita documents na may clamshell nakalagay.
So, Chair, I move for the denial of the motion for consideration for the particular ground.
Motion properly raised and seconded. Any question?
Mr. Chair.
Because for consideration calculation is right in this graph. Now, with the lack of capacity for the concrete mixer, concrete vibrator, bar bender, no capacity specified. Clarification, while the purchasing document evidencing ownership does not specify the capacity, the submitted equipment list does in fact specify that the concrete mixer has a capacity of 1 ton, the concrete vibrator has a capacity of 1.5 horsepower, and the bar bender has a capacity of 25 millimeter diameter. We have also provided an authorized certification of equipment, which also clearly specifies capacity. In any case, all of these equipment are minor and essential equipment, which are readily available and easy to purchase more should the need arise. Technical working group.
Sir, as previously mentioned, sir, required the submission of proof of ownership for applies to all equipment, major or minor equipment, sir.
Okay, so may purchase document siya, pero wala sa attach. Hindi, sa purchase document, hindi nakalagay yung capacity.
Yes, sir.
Pero sa list niya, of documents na sinertified niya, doon nakalagay yung capacity.
Nakalagay, sir.
So, insufficient
Yung proof of ownership, sir, ang medyo
Hindi. So, may pinakita siya na meron akong concrete mixer, concrete vibrator, and bar bender. Problema natin, sa purchase docs, walang nakalagay. However, in a separate document, yung certificate of equipment niya, nakalagay na doon kung ano yung capacity. So, parang nag-commit siya, hindi lang natin alam, pero sa separate document, doon niya nilagay yung capacity doon. Hindi sufficient yun. Hindi, proof of ownership na. Yung proof of ownership na lang. Hindi yun nga. Kasi, okay, I'm just thinking, how do you resolve this? May pinili ako, yung nilagay naman doon, walang nilagay ng capacity. How do I correct this? Inabili ko na hindi naman ako makabalik doon sa pinagbilang ko na, hindi nyo nilagay yung capacity, paano kung gagamitin nyo? Kasi nasa akin Hindi, ownership. Walang capacity. Yun nga, yung pagbili ko, pinili ko, sa akin na, pinili ko, pag ipal later, kailangan ko na proof of capacity. Walang proof of capacity. So, for purposes of bidding, how can it be corrected? Ipinatunayan na niya, meron siya. Problema lang niya, hindi nakalagay doon, ano yung capacity. So, are we saying, kailangan siya bumalik doon, kung 2 years old na yan, or ilang taon na yan, babalik doon at sandali, lagyan mo ng capacity para magaling ko sa bidding to.
Yung iba sa napapansin namin, they provide pictures or they search the internet for the capacity kasi ilalagay lang din model number and then makikita po yung capacity of equipment.
Hindi. So may model number nakalagay dito sa purchase nila?
Wala daw.
Hindi. So parang nakalagay lang doon on concrete mixer. So ang remedy dapat nila dito to establish proof of ownership is nature. What's the difference sa certification niya? Ito yung capacity mo. Diba? Hindi yung sa akin lang yun. Kasi meron siyang dokumento. Yung problema ng dokumento, hindi nakasulat. Yung picture, it's a survey din yun. Manil na natin yun. What's the difference sa sinertify niya ito yung capacity nun? Hindi, pasisilip niyo naman din yun sa post ko Kung tama niyo, i-verify niyo naman din yun Yung sufficient lang, ipapakita niya na meron siya, medyo malapit sa ka. Merong other document na kasama dun sa evaluate na nakalagay naman yung capacity at nag-match. Hindi mo pwede yun. Kasi hindi naman totally as in wala kayo makita Although self-serving nga siya, hindi naman siya pareho doon sa isa na wala naman talaga siyang proof of ownership. Sinabi lang niya meron ako. Dito, may pinakita siyang ownership, pero yung capacity, wala naman talaga nakalagay. Nag-certify siya nila yung capacity doon. Diba? Kasi you have to forget an equipment and then sa capacity requirement. Ito, mga maliliit na equipment so hindi ka kadaming detail. So, bumili ka ng mixer, receive siya ng concrete mixer. Hindi nilagay yung ano yung capacity nun. Hindi na nakalagay sa resibo. Wala. Wala yung model type sa kalagay. Kung ka naman sa mga standard yan, hindi mo naiisip. Pero may certificate siya na sinasabi niya na ito yung capacity. Hindi pa sufficient na magpakita siya na meron siyang mixture. I-verify mo lang kung tama ba yung capacity na sinabi niya. Kasi nakalagay naman dito na certify niya na ito yung capacity. Hindi naman natin totally wala. We will require, pero yun nga, yung resibo man niya walang nakalagay, and there's a separate document na nakalagay doon, and the equipment ko, na may capacity na nakalagay. Kasama na sa submission, hindi siya nagbigay ng bago. Nandun na kasama na. Isa sa akin, imamatch na, mamatch naman ang hirap. Paano kung bumili ka nga, walang capacity nakalagay? Eh kung picture, eh ganoon din yun, yung argument ko self-serving.
So, kasi kung say that we agree with that argument,
Ito yung gamit na kasi, walang nakalagay eh, pero how can they, so the question is, how do you establish na gano'n na capacity? Sabi you get this picture, may kung yung model type. Eh, yung model type naman din, yung walang nakalagay, what's to say na yung picture na yung attach mo, yun din yun, self-serving din yun. Eh, kung sinabi mo na ito yung capacity, eh, nakikita nyo naman sa postcard. Yun nga. So, for purposes of opening, considering that in the submission naman, may proof of ownership na, and may semblance of the capacity, hindi ba sufficient yun? Wait, nandun sa authorized certification of equipment, yung capacity.
in the absence of this.
Hindi, first time naman nangyari na sa yung proof of ownership na gano'n na sinabi niya, nandun naman sa loob.
There is a discrepancy submitted with one thing. The certification issued by yung authorized representative was dated June 28, 2021, certifying that they have the required equipment with the capacity, yung mga carpenter. Pero yung deed of sale nila, July 2 na walang capacity. So, nag-certify doon na may meron ka ang deed of
Okay, so
sale.
in this case, nangyari, nagsabi siya na, we cannot say that ang pinakita siyang nabili, eh yun yun, kasi ang deed of sale niya, later than the, ay ba yun?
For that matter.
Yun, ayun. Baka naman pwede later on, kapag kung yung case is may deed of sale, sa verification later on, suppose mo na sinigit mong tama, kasi hindi evaluation naman, pinakita niya na meron at may document na sinasabi mo ano. Pero in this case, obviously, the certificate does not talk about that same piece of equipment since the deed of sale is dated after the certification. You cannot certify for something which you did not yet purchase. So, deny.
Consider all those arguments given here, specifically on the deed of sale. I would for the denial of the motion for consideration for that particular ground. However, Mr. Chair, we have to be clarified on, as we move forward, on what other documents are we going to check in the absence of the capacity, the proof of ownership.
Hindi dapat siguro dito. If the ownership document or the deed of sale or the receipt does not contain capacity, is there any other document showing na yan yung capacity in the submission? Kasi kung I go with, kung pwede palang photograph of the equipment, hindi ganun din yun. Pwede basta may establish yan na
Kasi there was an attempt to, nakita niya na wala na kalagay. There was an attempt to establish na ito yung capacity. I cannot recommend a general rule. Pero kung may needs naman kayo to say na, okay, pinakita siya ganito at makikita natin na parang ito yung capacity na gusto niya ibigay. Eh di, bakit na post pa yun ay verify? Hindi totally na, kasi may proof of ownership din na meron siyang napili. And I believe this is probably sa mga malilit na equipment. Kasi syempre, yung parts, dapat talaga nakalagay yung knowledge niya, etc. Unless you're technical reference at the back in order to guide the technical working group and further evaluation of equipment. Any comments? Okay. Sir Elvis? Tingin mo. Okay.
None, Mr. Chair.
Now, with regards to barge, ano yung issue sa barge?
Grabe yan.
No cargo ship
Safety certificate for barge abukay.
Iba yung sinasabi niya. Sinasabi niya, okay. Yung issue is no cargo ship safety certificate. Ang sinabi niya is, flint and hammer barges are not considered as deck barges. So, one thing, 6 qualified vessels for use in the proposed project at its disposal, with a total available DWC of 11,600 DWC, significantly more than the project requirement of 4,800 DWC. Further, when that explicitly called deck barge, the aforementioned barges effectively function as improved deck barges with better capacity. So, yun. So, since the finding was no cargo ship safety certificate,
Wala siya.
non-responsive,
Meron siyang certificate of ownership submitted but no cargo ship safety certificate.
Okay.
Yun lang yun.
Marina.
So with that, Mr. Chair, for the denial of motion for that particular ground.
So properly raised as a position.
None, Mr. Chair.
Because for consideration is right to describe. With regards to no independent auditor's report, the Dutch statement of financial position contained as a attached independent auditor's report.
Na may signature. No.
Sorry, sir. The findings of the committee is that they submitted an incomplete audited financial statement for 2019-2020, meaning the portion bearing the opinion and signature of the independent auditor were not present in their submission. And related submission of the complete set of their AFS as contained in their request for consideration dated July 12, 2020 is tantamount to modification or enhancement of their technical bid proposal. Hence, the PWC recommends to deny the request for consideration for this particular draft. Yes, ma'am. Nag-submit sila nitong complete set ng sa request for consideration.
I move for the adoption of the PWG recommendation to deny the request for that particular draft on the financial reporting statement.
Motion has been properly placed and seconded. Opposition?
None, Mr. Chair.
There being none, to the consideration of the item is granted. Recognize the HR will proceed to preparation of the application to the prospective bidder on the denial of their transfer consideration.
How about the stretch?
The revision of the evaluation report. Sir, there is still another cloud.
Thank you, Sama.
No copy of LTOORCR for the 1 unit water truck with pump.
Okay, so
Important to be.
that's nice.
Wala.
Evaluation report, technology group, are you ready?
Denied.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning to everyone. Brief evaluation report on the Port of San Pedro Port Expansion Project. Port of San Pedro Iloilo. LIPPNG number 017-2021. The scope of work, general expenses, backup area, RC work, reimbursable items. The approved budget for the contract is 305,306,259 and 48 centavos. In response to the invitation to bid, 7 bidders secured the bid documents, namely F. Guerrero Construction Incorporated, Gold Ridge Construction Development Corporation, Hightone Construction Development Corporation, IBC International Builders Corporation, Sunwest Construction and Development Corporation, Vicente Tila Construction, WTG Construction and Development Corporation. The 7 bidders dropped the technical and financial envelopes in the bid box located at the top office with floor 3 phase corporate building with Patrick Drive, South Harbor Hotel, Manila, before the deadline of 1 p.m. on July 6, 2021. The first envelopes of the 7 bidders were opened and checked by BAC members to determine the contractor's compliance with JETS, pickup license and registration, special pickup license, and etc. After due evaluation by the BAC and the motion duly and properly seconded, the seven bidders were declared passing with requirements of the first envelopes. After the first envelope were opened and verified as to completeness, the second envelope of the 7 bidders were opened. The documentary requirements were checked and the bid prices were read by the chairman and then recorded. The 7 bidders were able to comply with the documentary requirements for the second envelope. As a first step to determine the correct calculated bid, detailed evaluation of the bid was undertaken. The bid offer of the bidders conformed to the required items specified in the bill of quantities of the bid proposal. Notifications were found in the bid proposal of the bidders, arithmetical or computational errors, as well as variances between the total bid prices and extended unit bid prices were found on the bid proposal of IBC International Builders Corporation, minus 0.09 centavos, Hightone Construction Development Corporation, minus 36 pesos and 47 centavos, F. Guerrero Construction Incorporated, 96 pesos and 42 centavos, Sunwest Construction and Development Corporation, 735 pesos and 8 centavos, WTG Construction and Development Corporation, minus 768 pesos and 93 centavos. Discrepancies were noted between the unit cost in the detailed estimates and unit cost in the bill of quantities on the bid proposal of IBC International Builders. Section 32.23 of the 2016 revised IRR of RM number 9184 states in case of discrepancies between the unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the latter shall prevail. Henceforth, The unit cost in the bill of quantities prevails over the unit cost in the detailed estimate. Pursuant to Rule 9, Section 32 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184, and based on the result of the bid evaluation, which was found to be in order, the DWBT recommends to declare IBC International Builders Corporation at its calculated bid price of 302,887,999.91 pesos as the lowest calculated bidder, and that cost competition be conducted in September. That's all, sure.
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of the DWG recommendation to declare IBC International Builders Corporation at its calculated bid price of 302,887,999 pesos and 91 centavos as the lowest calculated bidder. The post qualification be conducted as a bidder. And I motion to chair.
Mr. Pusikali, without recommendation, by proposing improvement of the Board of San Pedro, Board of Passion Project, Board of Pedro, to see position there too.
None, Mr. Chair.
And the bill. IBC International Builders Corporation has calculated rents of 302,887,999 pesos and 98 centavos. Is hereby declared as the lowest calculated bid of technical income services received the post qualification side bidder. Next report, yes.
Bid evaluation report on the construction of breakwater Port of Nasugbu, Batangas. The scope of work is breakwater with 2 units Bacon line. The approved budget for the contract meeting as published and proposed is 517,807,586.87 pesos. The invitation to bid for the construction of breakwater Port of Nasugbu, Batangas was posted in the website of the PPA. Pictures and at a conspicuous place in the PPA premises continuously for 7 calendar days. In response to the invitation to bid 3 prospective bidders, security bid documents, namely Goldridge Construction and Development Corporation, Wansing Construction Corporation, MRP2 Construction Corporation, joint venture with Canconchi Construction and Development Corporation. The pre-bid conference was held on 23 June 2021, 11 a.m. at the PPA Conference Corporate Building, Bonifacio Drive, South Harbor, Manila. The 3 prospective bidders dropped their technical and financial envelopes in the bid box located at the back office, PPA Corporate Building, before the deadline of 9 a.m. on July 7, 2021. The opening of bids was held on July 7, 2021 at 10 a.m. at PPA Corporate Building. After deliberation by the back and a motion to be made and properly seconded, only 2 bidders were found to have fully complied with the requirements of the first envelope, namely Goldridge Construction and Development Corporation, MRB2 Construction Corporation, Canconchi Construction and Development Corporation, joint venture. Wansing Construction Corporation was declared failed for failure to comply with the requirements of the first envelope with numerous findings as enumerated in that report. Wansing Construction Corporation has signified their intention to file the request for reconsideration. Hence, their second envelope was retained by the bank until the request for reconsideration has been resolved. After the first envelopes were opened and verified as to completeness, the second envelopes of the 2 bidders were opened. The documentary requirements were checked and the bid prices were read by the chairman then recorded. The 2 bidders were able to comply with the documentary requirements for the second envelope. Wansing Construction Corporation submitted its request for reconsideration July 12, 2021, which was within the prescribed deadline for submission. After due deliberation by the bank and a motion to be made and properly seconded, the bank denied said request for reconsideration. To determine the correct calculated bid, the deliberation of the bids was undertaken by the PWG and shows that the bid offer of the bidders conform to the required items specified in the bill of quantities of the bid proposal. No deviations were found in the bid proposal of the bidders. Analytical or computational errors as well as discrepancies between the total bid prices and extended unit bid prices were found in the bid proposal of MRB2 Construction Corporation, Cancun Construction and Development Corporation joint venture. The ranking of the total calculated bid prices were not affected. Pursuant to Rule 9, Section 32 of the 2016 revised IRR Republic Act number 1994, and based on the result of the bid evaluation, which was found to be in order, the PWG recommends to declare MRB2 Construction Corporation, Cancun Construction Development Corporation joint venture at its calculated bid price of 510,599,301.65 pesos as the lowest calculated bidder and that post qualification be conducted on the same bidder. That's all.
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of the PWG recommendation to declare MRB Construction Corporation joint venture with Cancun Construction Development Corporation at calculated bid price of 510,599,301 pesos and 65 centavos as the lowest calculated bidder that post qualification be conducted on the said bidder. Second motion, sir.
This is second documentation that will include as a data visualization report and the construction of wastewater for the improvement areas. The position there.
None, Mr. Chair.
MRB Construction Corporation, Cancun Construction Development Corporation, joint venture, charges the price of 510,301 pesos and 65 centavos. Your compared to the lowest calculated. Anything else, Secretary?
None, Mr. Chair.
This meeting